We're going to have a little Q&A. And at the risk of sounding redundant, please make your answers genuine.
Cyber Dudes is next. And then you tell him while I'm sleeping if I'm doing something that I don't want to be interrupted from. It's gonna be worse on his ass. Stick that glove in his face. Those soldering iron. Stick it there and make sure it doesn't move. Fuck face with the hat.
If all the producers in Hollywood came to you guys and let you have one horror franchise, which one would you pick? It has to be you two guys together, and it will include total ownership of the copyrights. That means you will now own all past installments and any future installments you make.
Friday the 13th. If anyone needs to be saved, it's that one. I believe Halloween is in good hands with Malik.
Yeah, I don't want to take it from Malik.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
That's his daddy's.
Yep, and his dad's passed away, so we wouldn't want to be...
So, Friday the 13th.
They've hated it from day one any fucking way.
Yeah.
So we would take Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
And then from the money of Friday the 13th we would make on the first good film, not the Platinum Dunes crap, but the first good shit, we would buy the Sleepaway Camp rights.
Hey, there you go.
Take that fucker over too, because that one's going to need some help.
And then with the profits on that, we buy Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then with the profits on that, we buy Nightmare on Elm Street. And then with the profits of all of that, we give Malik a cutback to say, if you ever need us, you know who to call.
And we would tell him, can we make that Slashables movie now?
Yes, and then we would own it all, and then we would have the Slashables, and some of you killers would be getting a phone call from us, and it'd be happening.
Because we let Malik in on our money.
Fuck
shit.
Yeah.
We let him in on a piece.
Yes.
Got to be greedy.
No. Malik definitely, he'll be the first one we call, because we own all the other ones.
One little bit of news. I've been meaning to tell you guys this for about 2 or 3 weeks now.
Oh, okay.
SleepawayCampFilms.com doesn't change very often, because there isn't a lot of news in that realm.
Right.
And that's the one that's the sleep was our SleepawayCampMovies.com, which is more geared towards the first one and then the Return to Sleepaway Camp. Then there's Sleepaway Camp Films, which is 2 and 3, the Michael Simpson ones. And the other day I went on, and it was just a big Roman numeral 1 and 4, and it said coming soon. So.
Oh shit!
So I think that old Michael Simpson's going to be ready to start rocking.
Do another one?
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude, that's good.
Yep.
That's good.
What is your favorite werewolf movie?
The original, man. The fucking
Lon Chaney.
Lon Chaney. I was gonna say Lou Chaney. I don't know. Lou. Sweet Lou Chaney. Yeah, sweet Lou Chaney. Have you seen Ginger Snaps? And if so, what are your thoughts?
It's all right. It's okay.
I haven't seen that.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all
right. Have you seen May?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Don't everyone give me shit, 'cause I'm not saying that it's like that, but it's in the same vein of something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite Christopher Walken film?
King of New York.
King of New York, Pool Hall Junkies.
Oh yeah, that's right there too. Suicide Kings.
Suicide Kings.
Stepford Wives remake.
The Deer Hunter.
The Deer Hunter.
With the De Niro and all that. The old school.
Can't forget about
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
No, I can't forget about
Prophecies were good. Yep.
There's a lot.
The man is gold. Whatever he touches is gold.
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers. All he does is sit around and smear blood with a stick. Well, some people call that art. It's crap!
It's crap.
Alright. Okay. Coolins112 sent you a message around a week ago, called it advice for that ass, which I should have labeled question for that ass. That's why I didn't read it, because it said advice. And my advice, because I remember what you're talking about, is go for it. Always go for it. That's always my answer. If you have any questions, doubts, or anything about pursuing a horror script or anything like that, just go for it. Go for it. The worst that can happen is they say no. But the best that could happen is you yourself can say, I gave it a shot. I didn't just sit on the sidelines and bitch. I actually took the action. Took the initiative. Took the first step into a large world.
What is it?
Well, he wrote some scripts and he sent them in. And it was going good for a while, and then it kind of just... They weren't interested. It wasn't that they weren't interested. I think they said that they didn't have the time or the funding for it or something, or they didn't have the schedule for it or something like that. No, it was something like that. It was a while ago.
That's what you should do. Get a nice crew of people around you.
Yep.
Do it yourself.
That's it.
You might not have the biggest budget, but you know what? There's been a lot of good movies made on no money
Gimme
at all.
Skelter. I don't know if you guys seen that, but check that out. Wait, I think he had more on there.
You did?
Yeah. See, if you found a... Instead, read this one. Answer this one. You're not being a pain. Clear question for that. As I'm writing a short horror story called "The Massacre on Cherry Drive." I was wondering when I finished if you guys could read it and tell me what you think. Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Of course. Of course.
Make sure you put scripts for that ass so I know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Coolins 112, go for it, brother.
Yep.
Go for
Balls
it. Balls
out.
That's it. It's the only way. Demon Man.
Devils.
Devils everywhere.
Everywhere.
The KQFDA from Ohio. Who is your top 5 professional wrestlers of all time?
5 all time?
5 all time. Go for it.
All time 5.
Yep. Hulkamaniac. I knew that.
No, that's not number 5 though. That's number 1.
Oh, so you're going 5 up.
Yeah, we're going 5 up.
Okay, going 5 up.
5 up.
Okay.
Steve Austin.
Okay, yeah.
The Rock.
Oh yeah, that's one of mine.
Kurt Angle.
Well, he's not on my list, but he's a good one.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Oh shit.
And Hulk Hogan.
All right, here we go. Number 5, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 4, The Rock. Number 3, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Ooh.
Number 2. Number 2. Who was number 2? Big Boss Man. Number 1, The Undertaker.
Oh, I got some Undertaker news for you too, off camera.
All right.
That streak might be coming to an end, pal.
Oh, of course it is. McMahon's a bitch.
Kevin Nash.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Drop the Big Boss Man, put in Scott Hall.
Oh yeah, you got to drop.
Drop Boss Man, put in Scott Hall.
You got to drop. Sorry, Ravishing Rick, you'd be on a different list because Scott Hall's on that list.
Razor Ramon.
Scott, Ravishing Rick's number 6.
There you go. Boss Man 6 on me too. So.
There you go. What are the characteristics of your favorite horror movie characters that make you love them the way you do? 0, Jason, Jamie, Michael.
I relate to Jason. That's why.
Yeah.
Because like Jason, I lost my mother to some fucked up circumstances. I can relate to Jason. I can understand his don't step on my fucking territory or I will wreck you in the worst way possible. His style, the mask, the varieties of his kills, like the different weapons, and just the overall brutality and the whole demeanor of I will wreck your ass if you come on this side of the line. Yep. Period.
You can stay right there.
You can stay right there, but you're even your fucking toenail crosses that son of a bitch. You're
over.
Dead. You're dead.
Yep.
So I can relate to Jason, so that's why.
I relate to Michael because our first horror movie I ever saw, for one. Mm-hmm. And when I was a kid, it was back in the 80s, and it's a lot different now. See, this shit would have never happened now, so who knows what I would have turned into. Some fucking other kind of nut job, probably. But back when I was a kid and when he was a kid, going to school out of your district was a no-no.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to school across town. If they found out about it, they'd fuck you over.
I had to.
But they'd send you back to your district if they ever found out.
Well, I didn't have school in my district.
So I never got to have friends spend the night or do any of that kind of shit. It was like a very, 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 very rare thing.
Right.
I'm an only child. Didn't have anyone to fucking hang out with or nothing. So I always talked to myself, play by myself. I was always really, really quiet when I was little. So that's why I relate to Michael, man. It's just the quietness. And that's what I had. That's all I had. Growing up was that's the shit that I had. I had horror movies. And yeah. And just the way that Michael's just really fucking evil. and you never know what's going on behind those eyes, man. You never know what's going on inside that brain.
That I can definitely verify that, because there's some days I look at him and I'm like, what the fuck is he thinking?
Yep.
So
same kind of.
So
same
it really,
kinda,
he is not lying. In your guys' opinion, what film would need to be labeled as the perfect horror? On the same angle, what would you definitely leave out? The perfect horror movie? 78 Halloween. I mean, you can't fuck with that formula. The grittiness, the darkness, the mystery. I mean, Halloween 78 really is the perfect horror movie, because, I mean, so many formulas were based on Halloween, you would be a fool not to say Halloween.
Yeah.
Because all the ones
totally
that came
agree.
after it were pretty much almost a Xerox copy of Halloween. Just change a few things here and there, and you got your new horror movie.
Yep.
My Bloody Valentine has the same premise as Friday the 13th and Halloween. So, I mean, they're all like
Prowler,
that.
The Burning. There's
they're all
there's
like
a ton. There's literally.
But the
a ton.
perfect horror movie is ones like Halloween, Maniac, The Burning, The Prowler,
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw 74.
And that's what was really cool about Friday the 13th. Is once they got that Jason thing going is when they really started to let it rip.
Yep, that's true. All right, are there any horror movies that you guys disagree on? If so, what are the reasons?
We disagree, believe it or not, because he really plays nice for all you guys out there, because he doesn't want you to get mad at him, but it's totally fine. But he hates Freddy Krueger, to be honest. It don't matter
honestly
if it's Robert Englund Freddy Krueger or Bad News Bitch Freddy Krueger. He would take Robert Englund one any day, and he said that a million times.
Yeah, that's true.
But
But
we've gone round and round on this fucking Nightmare on Elm Street shit.
Freddy is like at the bottom of my list.
He don't even own the motherfuckers.
Not a one.
Nope.
Not a single one.
The lunch lady didn't even see him up until a few years ago when I let her borrow him.
That is true.
Right?
That is true.
It's true. He won't.
I don't know.
He's like, I'll never let my kids watch that shit.
I chose a side back in the 80s.
Yep.
And for that, you know, again, I give Nightmare on Elm Street its props for what it did for horror. But personally, I'm not into the child killing. I'm not into the whole I wake up and the dude's gone. I'm more into the, you know, sleeping, I hear a twig snap, I wake up, the dude isn't gone, I'm looking out my tent and I'm like, oh fuck, and start pinching myself, dude is still there. You know, like, if I went up against Freddy, I can control my dreams and everything. I'd be like, you know, just asleep, and then eerie music is playing or whatever, and then I just sit there and go, okay, I'm in a ghillie suit, I have a 50 caliber sniper rifle,
Exactly.
Freddy Krueger's 1,000 yards out in the middle of an open field looking around like, who's controlling this dream? Him or... And I blow his head off with 786 grains of Zero Voorhees love, baby. That's all I'm asking. I'm sorry. I don't like Freddy.
Did you guys notice on Halloween 5 when Michael Myers was chasing young Jamie and Tommy, it's actually Billy, with the muscle car through the field, Michael was steering on the wrong side of the car, as if the old American muscle car suddenly turned to a foreign car.
You didn't notice that?
No. At first he was on the normal driver's side on the left. When they cut away, then cut back, he was steering on the right side, like you would be driving a foreign car. They cut away and then cut back. Same thing. Finally, after one more cut, he was back at the normal driver's side. If you haven't seen this, watch it again and see if you notice it.
I'm going to take your word for it, but...
I will watch it again to look for that.
It sounds familiar, and I think a reason that they did that is because they were doing... They moved the seat over so that they could film him driving and use scenes of him in the car chasing him down, but they never used it. And
Yeah,
I think that's why.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I think I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah, it was to show him driving or some shit, and they couldn't do it from the passenger side seat because they wanted to have the camera to where it was almost kind of like a three-quarter angle, almost looking over his shoulders while he's chasing him type thing. And they had to, I don't know, it was something weird like that. And then they didn't even end up
Using the shit any fucking way.
So who knows? We're going to be right back. Got a couple more killer questions for that S. So get yourself a Fago.